Hey, what's up everyone? Upstart here with RyXe Gaming, and today we're going to be starting a playthrough of Alchemy Garden. So this game is currently I'll call this a very early access because it is still an alpha. If you take a look at the bottom right hand corner, early access version alpha 3.1.0, and as of the recording of this video, that update actually just came out today, and it came with some changes to some of the a bit of the UI. I didn't exactly read all the changes. I only read that it actually added gamepad slash controller support, and it is experimental. So because it is just it barely just got added to it. So by the time this video goes public, that may have been fixed. It's no longer that experimental anymore. Maybe some other new, like major update, because this one's considered a major update. And the reason for me doing all of this in advance is IRL stuff. Also because that's my regular MO, and that's just how I operate. There's some explanations to some stuff in this description of every video that I upload. Most people don't look at it, but it's there in just about every video, from the point of when something is being added forward. Anything previous to that, well, obviously doesn't have it. Anyways, there's also other channels that I have with other videos, and some of those also have the description of my reasoning of how I operate. Anyways, and what I focus on rather than what I don't focus on as much. So this game is so by the time this video goes public, this game might have gotten, like I said, new updates. Things have gotten fixed, because there are some bugs that I have noticed, and a really major one which I'll point out in a moment. And there's another one that I'll point out as well, that it already had it, but then again, the game is in an alpha, so that is very early. And early access, the disclaimer of early access on Steam, which is where I get 99.9% of my games, is my go-to place. There is a disclaimer there that it's early on, it's in development, that you can find bugs and this and that, and there's no way for you to really make a complaint about the game aside from just review, because it is an early access game, so you can't really expect it to be fully working, right? Anyways, so it's a shop management ish type game with some RPG elements, open world-ish exploration. I don't know, to me open world and exploration are kind of hand in hand, even if it is small. If the map is really just a tiny area and it's very sandboxy, then I'll just call it sandbox. But it has a map, you can do some exploration, so that to me that's a little bit more open world, even though I'm using it very loosely. Anyways, so it's like a shopkeep 2-ish game, but like early with no combat type style game. Obviously it's not meant to have all sorts of shenanigans and stuff to what is it called, trinkets and knickknacks and whatnot to sell. This is mainly just potions and alchemy stuff. So let's go into start game here first. This is actually a take 2 for this first video, and the first one wasn't the worst thing ever, but it didn't go that well. And I'm obviously, even though I'm not showing it, I'm here letting you all know. If we're gonna continue this game right now, it has a calendar system, so there's 28 days in each season: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And basically each we're going to see all of these is a month, basically, right? We'll get into the whole, tab is for inventory, J is for our journal, C is calendar, and C doesn't actually close this one out. C, J, J does, but C doesn't close it out. J does close out that, and tab does, so that's a little bug right there, I guess, unless it hasn't been implemented. Anyways, here are the key bindings, all the stuff. I think they weren't there before. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, the bug that's going on right now that I have is that I fainted because at 2, I think at 2 a.m. is when originally I thought it was 1 a.m. But at 2 a.m. you get a warning that it's, you know, it's too late. You need to go rest. You need to go sleep, and it won't let you work on a workstation or, you know, cauldron that you're alchemy table, whatever it's called, that should be here. It's no longer there. And there was supposed to be a shop table here to put our stuff to sell. If we hit the E on this, it opens up the shop, but we're supposed to, but we don't have a shop table in place, and we need to have at least one, and that's gone, and so is this, and so is our bed. And what happened is that at 2 a.m. we get the warning for that we're gonna pass out, whatever. At 3 a.m., like a few seconds after it hits 3 a.m., right here on this on this clock right here, you faint. And well, I fainted in house in the shop, and what I had actually done is I had actually clicked on the alchemy table to take a quick look at how it worked before I ended the episode, because it was near the end kind of when that all happened, and it kicked me out automatically off the table, and it actually left my pointer here, my mouse pointer here, it left it on screen with just that the crosshair right there in the middle, or that dot, and I actually couldn't move the camera. I actually had to use the right click, like if I were grabbing the camera, to drag it along, and I could move and all that, but the camera wouldn't move. It would just stay in place, and I would have to move it with the right click. And what happened is that as I was going in there, I fainted, blacked out, and then the next day, poof, my bed was gone, shop table was gone, and we'll get to those items in a moment. And you know, the alchemy table was there, it was gone. I can get everything back except for the alchemy table. The alchemy table, there's no way for me to get it back, I believe, because you can go into town, you can buy stuff, but you need to do some missions or something, or sell stuff, probably, you know, to be able to get some gold. So probably missions is what we're gonna have to do to get that back. Obviously I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm just gonna start a new game. So just something I wanted to point out right there, though that might be fixed by the time this video goes public, because like I said, this is 2 or 3 months in advance. This is we are August 30, currently is August 31st of 2021, and this video is going to come out like the first or second week, I think, around there, like around ish of December. So that should be around 3 months from now. Anyways, I'll see you back at the main menu. Alright, so here we are. Another reason for why I'm doing this take 2 of the game is because I felt like take 1 was a bit all over the place with my explanations, as they usually are. But because of that bug, I felt like, you know what, let's just do it again. Things just went wrong all over the place, and I'm not showing it. I'm showing the bug part right there, what happened, but I'm just, you know, letting you all know, and, you know, still doing it over. Anyway, so start game. I'm just gonna leave that there now. I'm gonna go into the game 3 just to keep these separate, you know, by one slot right there. So new game. So shop name, which is basically what's on this plaque right here. It's gonna be outside of our store or our building, house, shop, whatever. It's both a shop and our house. Anyways, line 1 is the top line and line 2 is the bottom line. So this is what I had. You may have already seen it. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't remember if I even looked at that part. Did I go outside the house? I don't remember. Anyways, R&D. We're gonna call it Rising R&D. Unless I go Rising's R&D. Oh, we can't go anymore. There's too many already. Rising R&D. Basically research and development, right? That kind of seems appropriate to me. So the 1st of spring, Monday, or Monday 1st of spring. So before I do anything else, we're gonna go straight into our journal, J, into our skill tree, and I'll explain it in a moment. So right here, as you can see numbers on there, we have skill points available. For every level, I'm guessing we get 5 skill points. We're at level 1, so we get 5. We're gonna get this right now before it changes our time here. So it's 7 a.m. Now it's 7:30. I don't really know how long it takes for a day to pass. I think it's like 15 minutes or so, more or less. Anyways, so that costs 2. That costs 4, 4, 1, 1, and 1. So this is a change in this new update, and that in this window UI, whatever you want to call it, GUI. I think this quest log still looks the same as to how it looked previous to this update, to when I did that my first little first look of the game to see how it worked, how it played out, before the recording, and then after. I think it still looks the same. The skill tree has changed though. This is the same, but what has changed is that it used to be alchemy, gathering, botanica, and crafting horizontally across the thing, and it was actually pretty big. I think it was quite large. And I don't remember if there was anything down here, but it didn't have this extra section over here. And actually, if you before you used to click on them, it would automatically give you the skill, or you would actually automatically purchase, quote unquote purchase the skill, and then there's no way to actually cancel that or reset that. So if you clicked on something, you wasted your points, you did, or on accident, you close out the game and load back in, or just make a new game entirely, depending on what you prefer, if it has already saved or not. So it has the costs on the top, and now instead of you can click on it, and you have to actually hit the button to learn it. Anyways, and to get this the details here, or the text for whatever the item or the skill is, it used to just be full tooltip, all of it. So you have to go over it and then hover over it with the mouse, and then you'd get a tooltip. Now you can click on it, and you get the little thing on the side, and you have to click learn. So Endurance 1 I felt was my go-to, because these have not changed. I don't think they don't look like they've changed. I've already looked at them, and they haven't changed, unless like maybe something behind the scenes has changed, but up front, nothing. So but it's alchemy, gathering, botanica, and crafting. So Endurance 1, and it's the only one I felt was the first thing we should get, or the second, whatever. But botanica, I mean Endurance 1, Seed Expertise 1, and Botanical Knowledge 1. That was what I felt I should get. Why? Here's why. First off, because right here, Endurance 1, reduce the amount of tiredness with each passing hour. So every passing hour, you see this energy bar here, you lose energy every passing hour, or with every action you do. But I don't know if gathering has anything to do with that, or just like if you use a tool or something. I haven't really paid attention to all of that. I do know when using a tool like chopping down a tree, every time you swing the axe, even if you don't hit the tree, you still lose some energy. Something to note right there. But this is only for every passing hour, so you lose less, and you're able to do more actions per day. So that's basically just for that, and not for like how much you spend when using a tool. Anyways, Botanica, Seed Expertise 1. A small chance of getting seeds when harvesting plants. I feel like this is a must at the very beginning, because yes, we are an alchemy shop. Yes, we should be making potions, but what do we need to do before all that? Gathering. So we should go with gathering stuff rather than going into the whole, improving our chances of successing a potion. So this is better. Small chance of getting seeds when harvesting plants. Even though we're not able to plant seeds right now, it would be nice to be able to get those. But this thing is probably better than that at the very beginning. Harvesting plants has a small chance of giving an extra plant. I don't know if it's by default and you can always get an extra plant, but it's just really minimal percentage, and this just increases that by another minimal. And then there's also, there's this medium chance one here. This third one's actually just increases the watering speed, which I don't feel it matters at the moment right now. These two I feel like are the most important right now at this point in time. Well, that and the gathering. There is the whole mining stuff. Slightly reduces the cost of energy to gather minerals. So these are extra with the whole using the tool thing, either the axe or hatchet or the pickaxe. So these are their own stuff there. Making furniture is not really something important at the very beginning. Neither is the making tools. At least I don't feel that they would be. So right here you unlock stone tools for your workbench, meaning making the tools, right? At least I think, because I've never made tools. I've never gotten that far. Anyways, and then there's a whole improvement on making success chance for when brewing potions, and this is a higher quality potion stuff. Not really that important at the beginning. So this for getting more seeds, a bigger small chance, bigger medium chance, bigger chance, etc., etc. So there's that. So I like to move this bed. Hit the no. I'm holding E. So hold E. Hit the 1. You can hit the F to toggle the grid and go back with F, and then R to rotate. I felt like there was a good spot to put the bed. For me, it's either there, facing the window, or over here, away from the window. Never next to the door or the opening, and never with the header, with the window behind the header. I've always hated that, so it's either there or there. Not right directly in front of an opening. Anyways, so there is also a leveling system right here. That's how you get skill points, obviously. I think your actions give you XP and also drain energy. Here's our inventory. We have there's our money, which we have none right now. So here's that shop table I was mentioning previously. That in town that costs 750 gold. So I don't know how you would get that without doing without selling stuff that amount, or doing missions, which you can do in town on the bulletin board, which we'll get to in a moment. So here's that alchemy table, which I lost previously, and I think there's no way to get this because you can't even remove it to place it to move it from the spot. These two are you can only interact with them and you cannot remove them, but this one you can, because it doesn't necessarily need to be in that spot, but you do need to have one to be able to open the shop, which if I click on this E, your shop is now open. But if I click on it again, your shop is now closed. Obviously, I have no items, but I do have a shop table. So that kind of is the trigger to be able to open the shop. If you don't have one of these, then you can't open the shop. Anyways, so here's the alchemy table where you can start, brew potions. I'm guessing we need the workbench to make like tools or furniture or whatnot, or decorations, because there's a lot of decorative stuff in this game. But that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting is that the bug, made us lose that. That was 750 gold. The bed is 750 gold, and this alchemy table is just unobtainable in game. So it's permanent there, and it's a permanent fixture, and it shouldn't. We're not able to get another one. There's no way to replace it. So yeah, that's definitely a bug that happened there. It didn't happen previous to that 3.1 update, so it probably might be fixed by the time this video goes public. Anyways, there is our little plaque right there with our sign with our name, RyXe R&D. We get a little letter or a little welcoming package from the developer, I guess, from Ruben. Welcome to Alchemy Garden. Greetings and welcome to Alchemy Garden. You are now the owner of an alchemy shop, and as such you will be able to perform a wide range of daily activities. Explore the map for plants and resources. Create a wide assortment of potions that you can sell in your store. Make your own tools and furniture. Accept commissions from the villagers. Decorate your store and your garden to create unique spaces. Participate in seasonal events to get prizes. And thank you for trusting the project. With your support, the game can continue its development. P.S. Here are some tools that will help you get started. I hope you have a good time. Sincerely, Ruben. I'm guessing the developer. So we get the copper hoe, copper hatchet, copper pickaxe, and a wooden watering can, one of each. Normally you would have to make this, but this is obviously a gift to us, the players, or to us who have purchased the game with in there supporting the development, right? So we can get the attachments. They are in our inventory. They don't automatically go into our hotbar here. I could remove the message, but no, I'm just gonna leave it there. It's a nice message. Plus, it's the only bit of tutorial you get for this game in reality. There's no other tutorial. There's nothing. It just drops you into the game and it expects you to know everything. So it's kind of this, the only little bit that it tells you what should I be doing. That and if you go into options and you check the key bindings, you kind of get it. If you read through that, you kind of get an idea as to what you're going to be doing or something or other. So close that out. So tab, the hatchet first. This is how I always place these. Pickaxe, that, and then the watering can, even though I'm not going to be using the watering can right now. I don't know why it's going scrolling through those things. Maybe because I was clicking on items. Anyways, it's nighttime, and I don't know if it's going to happen again, if it's going to bug out. But anyways, we can buy land. Let's start with that, right? Land around our workshop or our house, or we'll call it our house because it doubles as a shop and a house. So we can buy the land. The two frontal pieces, I'll call them, which is that one right here on the side, and then on the other extreme. Those are two plots of land we can buy, 2.5k each. We can interact with it. It says land chunk for sale. This piece of land has a cost of 2.5k gold. Do you want to buy it? If you click yes, it doesn't matter because you don't have the money. It just tells you don't have enough money. There you go. And it's kind of demarcated or outlined by all of these little rocks right here all around it. If you can see them here as well. There are more rocks littered all over the place elsewhere, but what I mean is, what I'm trying to show is just this part in particular. Anyways, there are two centerpieces to buy as well. This one right here for 4,000, and the one directly on the other side as well, 4,000. And then there are 4 sections of land on the rear side, 5,000 each though, which we have no money to buy. So yeah. Okay, so let's go with an action here. So I'm not gonna click on any tree right here. This is an oak tree. But all the rest, it just doesn't say what type of tree they are. It just says tree on every single one except for the oak trees. So I'm not going to chop down any tree momentarily, but I'm just going to use it like with the left click. You have to hold it to do an action. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, there you go. As you can see, it's taking away energy, but it's not doing it when I like click in the air, but when I do it on the ground, it does take it away for some weird reason. Maybe because you're supposed to be able to do it. Okay, so with the hoe, you can do this whole, what is it called? I forget what that is called. Oh man, terrible. I can't really remember. But anyway, so we can toggle the grid off, or we can just do it wherever we want, or just go with the grid. I'm going to be doing it with a grid, and I've never done this before, so I wouldn't know. So if I click, it doesn't work. I have to hold. And then there's, tilling. That's what it's called, tilling the soil. And if I had seeds, I guess I would be able to plant that. So let's, with 3, let's get that off of our hand. So E to plant a seed if I had one, which obviously I don't. So it's just going to stay there. I didn't pay attention if I spent some action right there. So with the mouse wheel, I can just scroll through my hotbar, but it doesn't go. It goes either all the way up or all the way down, but it doesn't like roll back around. Okay, so back onto this right here. So let's do it again. There's a little bit of energy I spent there. Yep. And there's also durability for each tool. As you can see, the one for the hoe has gone down compared to either of these other two because they haven't gone down. So I'm guessing you spend energy by attacking the ground, I guess, because you're able to interact with it due to the hoe and tilling and all that. So right here, spending energy. That's done right there. It poofs out of existence and gives them some wood. The trunk is still there. I'm guessing it respawns. I wouldn't know because I haven't gotten that far into the game to know. I can still like chop at it, but I don't think it's gonna do anything. Yeah, so I'm wasting energy and I'm not doing anything. And I'm wasting durability as well. I think. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's that right there. To gather stuff, we have to find plants. We have to find one. Let's see, where can we find one? We can jump over in this direction. Here is one, a daisy. Hold. You have to hold the E button to actually do that. If you just press E, it's not gonna grab anything. It's just gonna like sort of interact with it. So there you go. We actually got a seed from that. Like I said, I don't know if we go into our journal, into our skill tree, I don't know if you have to get this to be able to like have any percentage of getting a seed, or it just increases um, a minimum amount of percentage that you have, or a minimum rate, and it just adds another, a small amount to that minimum. So I'm not sure how that exactly works, because obviously I don't have, I don't have the formula in front of me, right? Anyways, also the same thing with getting an extra plant. So we got a seed and we have our plants. So each plant, or not exactly necessarily the plants, but also like other resources, like it's 2:30 a.m. So we're about to black out, and there we are. We blacked out. Uh, End of day. Today shop earning 0 gold. End of day. So I want to see if again for just blacking out we lose our alchemy table and shop table, or alchemy table and shop table. No. So I'm still not sure as to how it happened precisely, like what triggered that bug right there. I don't know if it was for fainting or passing out inside the shop, or because I passed out as soon as I tried to interact with this table. It's as soon as I tried to interact with it and I went like into this screen right here. It took me out, and because it was past 2 o'clock, and then I blacked out after that. So I don't know if it was because of one of those two reasons. I'm just putting that out there. So hit escape to just get out of it. We can try to make something, and there's a quick fill because we need to have at least one of every single. So it requires 3, and we need to have at least one material. I'll call it a material for now, that fills every spot. So we need this one's sulfur, I believe. So we need 3 sulfur. So we need 3 items. Not sulfur per se, but just an item that is of that element. I think it's the item, or just plants. I'm not sure. Here's relaxing potion. That's salt, and these 2 are mercury. So we need a salt one, and we need 2 mercury ones. So we would need 3 total right there. Anyways, there is 2 ways to get the plants onto that. That's either the quick fill, and it automatically drops them onto here, or we can just hit this item here, button here, place items on table, and then you choose what to place on the table. We're not gonna do any of that because there's nothing to do, so exit that. So another thing is that since we passed out and we didn't sleep, our energy decreases faster. I don't know if because of our skill that we got here, I don't know if because of this it doesn't reduce as much, or I don't know, maybe it's just minimized how much we lose per hour, even with that debuff right there. But using a tool does definitely, so that stump is still there, definitely uses way much more energy, as demonstrating here. I think we are using way more energy now than what we had used previously. Anyways, there are more wood pieces right there. Those do not have an element, but the daisies, which are just plants, have it. Oh, it says common plant. Okay, so that's good to know. Common plant. We're not gonna go into town just yet. We're gonna continue over here. We're not really gonna explore per se, because that would be like looking around everywhere. We're going to one specific area, and that is that there's a cave right here, basically. Peppermint. And I'm just getting stuff on the way, so not necessarily exploring. So we have a cave right here, because I just want to show other resources. I guess by getting plants, that's probably considered other type of resources, because if we go into here, that is a salt. The salt, and that is a sulfur element. But according to one of a previous update, supposedly all the plants could now be of different type of elements now, not just specific plants, or maybe the plants were given elements and because the potions, I think they used to be made. I never played it like that, so I wouldn't know. But I think that the potions were used to be made with specific plants, and now they're not specific plants, but now the plants have elements, and multiple plants can have the same element. I think that is what happened there, and that's what the change that went on there, but I wouldn't really know. Anyways, bring out that pickaxe, some red crystal. We're using a ton of energy. So we got 4 crystal. These are just stone pieces that are just laying there. But there is stone ore actually, as you can see there, to extract it. But sometimes you can find just ores or resources just randomly sitting like laying there. But that's about it for this cave. So let's go out. There's nothing behind that waterfall, as y'all were able to see. I'm not really paying attention as to how much XP I'm getting, or if I'm getting XP for every single thing I'm doing. But as you can see, I do have there's the XP bar, and it is filling up. That is what I'm wondering, what I was getting at. So this red crystal is salt, has the salt element. The stone has the sulfur element. I don't remember if in my previous test playthroughs they were like that already, or if it just changes depending, like basically procedural generation. Anyways, and in this one map area, there is just that cave right there, and then there's this river going all around, separating that outer section with this inner section where our house is. So I got a peppermint seed and a peppermint. Anyways, so I got those 2 little tilled land sections right there, or whatever. Also, how the item collection system works is that it works like a magnet, so you have to get close to it. If it like pops out and it just goes further out in that direction instead of towards you, you actually have to go closer to it. And I don't know what the radius is. I really don't know. And you have to get into its radius for it to like automatically collect towards you. So if I do that from far away, look, and I get away, as you can see, it stays there. So I have to get close to like around there apparently, and that's where it collects automatically towards me. It's not really a big range. You have to get really close to it, really up close and personal to be able to grab that. Anyways, so I got some seeds: peppermint seed, purple snout seed, daisy seed. Those are all different stuff. Do I have any money? I don't. Okay, so during every new game, I think, or every day, I don't know if it depends on the day or whatever, but the plants are all different, randomly spawn, it seems, because on my first test playthrough, I was getting like daisies or dandelions all over the place, and basically only dandelions, and that one gave me an extra plant as well, like the previous one. But like I said, I don't know if that is default with a certain percentage, or you have to go through getting the skill to get the first minimum amount, and basically from 0 to like what, 15% or 25% or something maybe, or like I said, or just a default 15%, and then that bumped it up to like 25. I don't know. It's just something I wouldn't be able to know. Anyways, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so this game has like instances where previously it was just a flush map, and that was giving the game performance issues, and so developer decided to chop it into pieces. And so if I go a little bit here, we go into the next section or instance, which is the village, because there is actually we go back, there is actually a sign post that I didn't really look at, but I know it's there. Here, village, and then here's this little lantern thing from our house. Go this way, fork, go to that direction to go all around the thing. Or we can actually go in the other direction, which is over here, another fork in the road, and then the sign, and then to town. So another of the issues that I have with this game, or that I've been having, is, and it only happens in town or in the village, and that is when I move. Not, I don't necessarily need to move my vision too fast. It sometimes just jumps, like chugs a little bit or something, and it jumps my view from one spot, like all of a sudden, to another spot, like not even in my line of sight, or where I was actually trying to look at. And it only happens in the village so far, because according to the game, there's supposed to be more biomes. There's actually that windmill thing over there, and I'm actually unable to access it. I don't know how to get to it. Something tells me it's just currently unavailable, either because it's not like open to the players right now, or it is just not unlocked because I need to do more stuff or more missions or something in the game, which I don't know. Haven't played the game that long. Anyways, so I could just be looking around like this. So something with the having the DPI or the sensitivity too high, maybe it has something to do with that, or maybe it's just performance issues. I wouldn't think it's my own computer. Like, I wouldn't think it's on my side the problem. I feel like it's the game's performance issue, because I don't have this problem with like every game, especially not something with with something that's more GPU intensive. Um, though this is alpha, so they're like, bugs galore and all that. Anyway, so by grabbing that plant, I did get a little smidgen, I didn't notice that, of XP. So, like as I was saying earlier about the skills, like going for the endurance and then getting the seed and seed expertise and botanical knowledge. To me, I felt like, as I was saying, those things are the first things that the main things that you're gonna be doing at the beginning of the game most of the time. Not really crafting, maybe making potions if you want to do those early on, but I feel like collection would be the main thing. Aside from that, I did miss the sign. I went off to the side and I didn't go to the bulletin board, so let's go back over here. This is where so that little chugging right there, it's not really chugging, it's just like the camera skipping type weird thing happening there. And the game doesn't chug, it's just the camera just skittering around and all weird and stuff, and it only happens in the village. Anyways, so we came from that side, and so here we are, straight here. There are village folk, but there isn't really much to get out of them. So this one is called Rosewood. This village is called Rosewood. I'm gonna call it Veal, even though it sounds weird to me, because I wouldn't think it's called Vile, and I wouldn't think it's called Villa because it doesn't have the A at the end. It could be Ville or Ville, but Vile is just a whole other thing. So I'm just gonna call it Rosewood Veal, and I believe that would, to me, that sounds more proper than any other of the two, because of Vile's another thing, and plus the spelling. Anyways, so it's called Rosewood Vile, because of Veal. I mean Rosewood Veal, because of that tree in the middle. So she's about to tell us that story right there. The name comes from the great rosewood that is in the center of town. It is not yet known exactly its age, but I'm sure it has more than 1,000 years. So, oh yeah, and by the way, I think something I missed to mention is that you can sprint with shift. I think I said something about that. I don't remember, because I don't remember if I said it now or if I said it in my take one. Anyways, so here's a bulletin board where we can get weekly assignments apparently. And here's the rosewood tree. No, there's nothing to interact with it as far as I'm concerned. There are houses around here, like, yeah, a few houses, but you can't do anything with them. They're just part of the environment. There are some shops. There's one right there, and there's a second shop over there, which we'll get to in a moment. Yeah, I know that camera skipping all over. That camera skipping is probably what I would call that. So straight to the bulletin board right now. You have to actually click on the board. Hit the close to interact with it, because if you try to just like click on accept on one of these, you can't, or close. You have to actually go into it, interact with it first, and then you can choose accept or close. So weekly assignment Botanica. one of the villagers needs some items. If you take them before the deadline, you will receive a reward, meaning gold. Requested by Patchy Goldthread. Another one of the villagers. Ends on Tuesday the 9th of spring. Items required, 6 white daisies. So I'm going to accept that right there. We hit J, that's going to take us directly to that quest log. And we have that right there. And if we get out of the journal, we go into the calendar with C, it actually tells us when that is due. There's also some, pop special items shop, which is in every month of the, well, in just about every month of the year, or season of the year, except for one in autumn. There's a whole this Halloween festival thing going on here and there. And then there's Spring Festival on every 21st, except for, again, autumn. In autumn, we have a spooky fair for 2 days, and we have a spooky Pocus Festival on the 18th. I don't know why the dates are so off, but that's how that is. There's also, except for the Winter Festival, which is on the 25th, reference to Christmas or people, whatever, holidays. Anyways, so there's that right there. It is 12. Okay, so this is the person that that wants that mission done for us. That's why they have the little exclamation mark on top. We obviously don't have any white daisies. We have 2. Okay, we do have some. I thought we didn't have any. So right here, if you go into the quest log, you can actually see here 2 of 6. Talking to other people is not really our objective right now. Just going around and checking like how the game works is our main objective. So we can talk to here. We can buy stuff. Obviously, we don't have any money, so we need to sell stuff or do quests to be able to get stuff. So rose seed, tulip seed, pinky bean seed, tools of different qualities and all sorts of stuff right there. Oak seed, cypress tree seeds. So these are tree seeds right here, as you can see right there. Decoration stuff, fences, etc., etc. Before we pass out, let us go over here to the furniture vendor, which sells other tools, utility stuff, storage chests, a workbench, which I'm guessing we would need to make like our own tools and whatnot. Shop stuff. So we have a wooden shop display which costs 750 gold, which was I was talking about earlier that I had got that bug where I lost the alchemy table and the shop table. And they both, not the alchemy table, because that is a one-off thing, and it's supposed to be a permanent fixture there, and we're not supposed to be able to move it, but it disappeared. There's no way to make one, I believe, and there's no way to buy one. So 750 for that, and the wooden bed, 750 as well. So bed, chairs, benches, decorative stuff, basically, lamps, whatnot, all expensive. So we can try making our way back home now. We have like 10 seconds to get back because it's 2:30. We're not gonna make it back. Anyways, even if I tried. So all around, we blacked out. So all around the town, there's nothing here. Why is it still daytime? Did I actually manage to make it through? Okay, so now I blacked out. Okay, so I didn't black out first. What I did was I went through to the end of the instance and I was changing maps, which it would be nice to have some sort of something that denotes that that from here on, if you pass here, you move on to the next map or whatnot. Anyways, end of day, Wednesday the 3rd of spring. So our stuff is still here, our shop table, and that. So like I was saying, that bug is basically game breaking because you're gonna have to make a new game if that happens. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but which since this recording is being done in advance, that may be fixed by the time this video goes public, but it's just something to note. And is our bed still here? Yes, our bed is still there. Though if you try, you can pick this up, but if you go into, it's in here. You cannot sell these, so they give them to you for free, but you can't sell them. Anyways, put that back. So I have some stuff. If I go into here, So I have 3 items that are sulfur, but I don't have any mercury. I haven't been able to get any. Let's go back out of here. So I only have salt, salt, sulfur, salt, and sulfur. So I can just go quick fill. Let's go into this thing. Quick fill, and it'll give us our 3. I'm guessing they need to be plants. I could try with the if I were to exit, what happens? They stay there. Can I take them back? I don't know if I can take them back, actually. What if I go here? Okay, so they are on the table, and I can drag these back into my inventory, right? Yes, they are being added right there. Can I add the stone? I can. Double click. You need to double click on that. Double click on that right there. So apparently I can try making a healing potion with rocks. Okay, so actually I'm just going to take one back and use another one of these instead. But it's just a test. And this is going to be the end. Well, I'm just going to do this test right here, you know, to see how this works before the end of the episode, and then that would be it. Because it's going to be too long, but it is the first episode, so there's a lot of stuff to cover, I feel. So you can click on that, but you have to hold it to drag along. You basically have to tip it over the edge of the cauldron, and then drop, bloop, we have a stone, items inside. And then we have this thing, peppermint. So you gotta left click and drag, basically. Drop, there we go. So it's automatic. Right here we have to see if we succeed or if we fail. Mixture failed, try again. And we got some XP as well for trying that. We can do a quick fill. Yeah, we still have stuff, but we're not going to continue. Oh. It actually showed it on the book, but I wanted to show it in the journal. So if we go into recipes, we got a 2.5% increase to our mastery for trying to actually make something, even if we failed. It actually, well, we can read it here, right? I could have probably read it from here. So it says your mastery increases each time you make a potion. The higher the percentage, the less the mixes will fail. But okay, so it's just every time you try to make one, regardless if you fail or not. Other stuff we haven't looked at is the Botanica thing. So apparently the plants are all. I had the idea mixed up of how they were changed. So there are different things with different elements, and so I guess the elements were introduced during that update. And previously the plants probably didn't have an element, and they were just, oh, you need this plant, this type of plant, this one, and this one to make the potion, or a specific potion. But now it just needs to be something with the element. I think that's what I was getting mixed up right there and confused. So we have this list here of just undiscovered stuff or unknown stuff, and as we harvest things, and it isn't just stuff in general, it's actually just plants. So plants discovered right there, as you can see, 3 of 34 so far: a daisy, a purple snout, and the peppermint. So peppermints are all apparently sulfur element. They are common. They are in all seasons right there, and then there's a little description. Purple snout is the same, except for it's a salt element instead. And this one is also salt element, and it is also common. Before this update, this used to look different, and I think it used to look better. Now it looks more like an almanac, encyclopedia. There's another word that I want to use, but I can't remember at the moment. But it looks more like a book now. That previously it used to look like on one side, just all seasonal plants were on that side, and over here, all like plants that you can find in all the seasons. And on this side, it was basically another list as well. It had the silhouette, and with the question marks underneath, I believe, each of them, and they were sectioned off: spring, and then a section, and then summer, autumn, and winter. And then if you were able to scroll down, because there was more than I think there were like 5 for each season, more or less, 4, whatever. And there was like a big list for the all seasons plants. Anyways, This one's okay, I guess, because it looks more like a type of encyclopedia type thing. I don't know what to call it. The term just does not you know it's just not coming out right now. But I know there would be a term for this, like for where you have like a book with all the plants or all of something, and then a description and this and details and whatnot. Anyways, but I guess this is okay. This looks more like a book rather than nothing that looked more like a little, because it's already a book, but now it looks like an even more like bigger because you have to click on something and then there. Anyways, I think that's gonna be all for this episode. We haven't done any selling, but according to what I've seen in this game and how I played it, the first thing to really do is not selling stuff. The first thing to do is gathering. So that's why, again, emphasis on why I have done my skill tree the way I have done it. And so that's gonna be how we're gonna continue this. I might do this next part on my own, and by that I'm just gonna go gathering around a bunch of stuff. We've already gone into the cave, we've gone into town, and we've done a little test here with the alchemy table. We didn't make anything, we failed. There's nothing down here. I don't remember if I showed that. I can't remember. There's a lot of stuff I said and did on the first one in take one, and now I can't remember what I have done, what I have missed, and like I said, what I haven't. But I think I've gotten just about everything cleared of how the game works, what it does, some bugs here and there, some issues, but again, it is out early. It is early alpha. Well, alpha in general is just early. We haven't done any like advanced crafting, like crafting furniture, crafting stuff in the workbench, but that's more advanced. This is more like first impressions, first look, the first things to know kind of thing, right? Is what it seems to me. And this video definitely came out better than the first one, because the first one with with that glitch bug that I got where the alchemy table and the shop table and my bed disappeared and didn't come back. That one was a mess. It felt like a mess, and I felt like I was all over the place with how I was explaining things. It usually is like that, but not as bad as how that one came out. So I think I did a better job this time around. Anyways, it's gonna be all for now. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna continue on this day, just to end this day. So we're gonna come back on the 4th. I'm just gonna go around grabbing a bunch of items, and we'll probably finish or complete that quest in the next day, if I find daisies, of course. If I don't find any, then I'm kind of screwed. But because it's mostly it now, and there's not really much new to show. It's just me gonna go around and grabbing stuff. I know it's a gameplay video and playthrough, and supposedly, what are you supposed to do on a gameplay series playthrough thing video? Show gameplay, show whatever. But to me, I feel like I should do more progressive stuff, and now I'm just rambling like I tend to do. So anyways, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more. Hit that like button if you liked the episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.